to Dollars and Cents with Sheila and Friends. I'm Avon School CFO Sheila Glass, and the purpose of these videos is to simplify school finance for our friends and neighbors. I'm here with my good friend Riel.
Hi, Miss Sheila. I feel like I'm becoming a school finance expert.
You are. We've talked about state and local taxes, how our operating referendum helps support our students and educators, fund accounting, and more.
That's a lot. Are you sure there's more?
Oh yeah, I could talk about school finances for days.
I believe you. The problem is that we only have minutes.
Well, we should get down to business then. I want to start with a question. You'll have to use your imagination.
Sounds fun. What's your question?
Suppose you were a powerful member of the Indiana state government and you could make a law that would affect all schools in the state. What law would you pass?
That's easy. I would make homework illegal.
Illegal?
Yep, no homework.
What would happen to any teacher who broke the law?
They'd have to apologize and reward their classes with candy.
Sweet. If you ever decide to run for office, I'll vote for you.
Vote for Riel.
Well, I've not heard of any plans to make homework illegal, but our state legislators do make lots of decisions that have a direct impact on schools across the Hoosier state, Avon included.
How does that work?
Each winter, all representatives and state senators from across Indiana gather in Indianapolis for their legislative session. They work together to pass laws they believe will benefit all Hoosiers.
So is school funding one of the things they work on?
Absolutely. Every other year, legislators use a complicated formula to determine how much money school districts get per student. Some years, that amount increases enough to help us keep up with inflation and our growth. Other years, it doesn't. Last year, funding only went up by 1.3%. That made things very tight, but we're managing. Anyway, those funds, which come from state taxes, are used to
pay teachers from education fund.
They're also talking about significantly limiting schools' property tax revenue, which
is used for buildings and buses.
And a whole lot of other things. Somebody has been paying attention.
Well, yeah, I've got to work hard on this stuff if I want to talk dollars and cents.
Sounds like you've been doing your homework.
Wait a minute, I see what you did there. I haven't had a chance to make homework illegal yet. Vote for Riel, so they figure out how much money our schools will get. What else?
It depends. Sometimes they work on other laws that impact schools. For example, a couple of years ago, they decided schools could no longer charge family fees for textbook and curriculum.
That was nice of them.
That's nice for families, but they didn't fully fund schools for those expenses. That new law ended up costing Avon schools over $380,000 last year. That's a lot, but our job is to make sure we continue providing excellent education for you and all of your friends despite limitations.
So until I'm old enough to get elected, vote for Riel. What can we do to make sure that the state government makes decisions that will help our schools succeed?
That's a great question, Riel. All of us can use our voices to advocate for our strong public schools.
If we let them know what is important to us, what we need here in Avon, will they listen?
That's likely. You should know there's a group of parents and community members called the Oriole Advocates who work hard to make sure our legislators know what's best for Avon schools. They do a great job, but there's always room for more people to be involved in the process.
That's awesome. I might want to reach out to our legislators to share my homework idea. How can I get in touch with them?
You're funny, Riel. You just visit iga.in.gov and click the Find Your Legislators button. You'll find their contact information on their profiles. Encourage them to fund public schools appropriately and to support laws to allow public schools to have the freedom to do what's best for their students, staff, families, and communities.
That's great advice, Miss Sheila. Well, another episode of Dollars and Cents with Sheila and Friends is a wrap. Join us again for our next episode. Until then, this is Riel and Miss Sheila. Thanks for joining us. Vote for Riel.